This is the homework for 738, 740, and 741. In 738, you have one painting that was sold for 5 times the amount of the second, and the third was sold for 1,500. If the total sale was for 13,500, how much did the most expensive painting sell for? Well, you have painting number 1, painting number 2, painting number 3 equals the total. So you have X painting, Y painting, plus Z painting equals 13,500. And we know that one painting was sold for 5 times the amount of the second. So if we say painting number 1 was sold 5 times the amount of the second one is Y, so it's 5 times Y, plus Y, and then the third painting sold for 1,500 equals the total. Now we combine like terms, 5Y plus Y, that equals 6Y, plus 15 equals 13,500. Inverse property of addition is subtraction, so we subtract 1,500 from both sides, created a zero pair, and now we have 6Y equals 12,000. Inverse property of multiplication is division, so 6Y, divide both sides by 6, created the giant 1. And so now 12,000 divided by 6 equals 2,000. So Y equals 2,000. So now we have to find out, we know that painting 2 was worth $2,000 and painting 3 was worth $1,500. So now we have to find out, well, how much was painting number 1? So painting number 1 was 5 times the second one. And the second one was worth 2,000. So 5 times 2,000 equals 10,000. And we know painting 2 sold for $2,000. And painting 3 sold for $1,500. So the most expensive painting sold for $10,000. In problem 740, the trapezoids are similar shapes. So we needed to find out what is the scale factor between shape B and shape A. So we're going from shape B to shape A, or the big trapezoid to the small trapezoid. In order to do that, I set them up as a proportional relationship. So I have a scale factor from B to A. So B to A is 50 to 30. So 50 to 30, which simplifies to 5/3. So that's from big to small. If you were to go from small to big, if that's the way you saw this, the scale factor would be 30 over 50, which simplifies to 3/5. So depending on how you're viewing this as big to small or small to big will determine. So if you go from big to small, or B to A, you know you're going to be multiplying it by a scale factor that's between 1 and 0, because it's getting smaller. It's a fraction of it. If you go from A to B, it's going to be greater than 1 because it's increasing in size. In part B, you need to find the lengths of the missing sides. So I'm going to again use 50 and 30. So I'm going from big to small, and then I'm trying to find X. So you want to find the corresponding side. These are corresponding sides. 15 to X, 15 to X, B to A, or big to small. And then 50 to 30, 50 to 30. And now we cross multiply these. So you have 50 multiplied by x is 50x. 15 multiplied by 30 is 450. Divide both sides by 50 because the inverse property of multiplication is division. Created the giant 1. And you have x equals 9 meters. To find y, we do the same thing. So big to small, y over 18. And I'm going to use these two corresponding sides again, 50 over 30, and set it up as a proportional relationship. And here we have big to small, b to a, y over 18 equals 50 over 30. And y multiplied by 30 is 30y. 18 multiplied by 50 is 900. Divide both sides by 30. And create the giant 1. 900 divided by 30 is 30. So y equals 30 meters. 741. Judy has $20. That's what she's starting with, and is saving $6 per week. Ida has $172, but she's spending $4 per week. So it's very important that when you see spending, that means she's taking away from what she has. So it's a negative 4x. Now you have to find out in how many weeks will each have the same amount of money. So we're going to set these two equal to each other. So if y equals 6x plus 20, you can plug it in here to y because that's what y equals. So if y equals 6x plus 20, I plug it in here. And now I solve this equation, and I solve for x. And we're going to get the variable to the side that has the greatest value, which is 6x. So negative 4x, inverse property of subtraction is addition. So we add 4x to both sides. 0 pair, 6x plus 4x equals 10x. Now, inverse property of addition is subtraction, so we subtract 20 from both sides. Created a 0 pair. 172 minus 20 is 152. Inverse property of multiplication is division, so we divide 10 from both sides. Created the giant 1. 152 divided by 10 equals 15 2/10. So again, the question was saying, after how many weeks will each have the same amount of money? Well, this is 15 2/10 weeks. So Judy and Ida will have the same amount of money between 15 and 16 weeks, somewhere in between those 2 weeks.